Wonderhussy here, way out in the middle of nowhere again with my friend Larry, exploring out in a very, very remote part of the Mojave Desert. And I'm super excited because we drove way out here to this weird curiosity type thing that I've been wanting to check out for a long time. It's just a little something known as the Mojave Megaphone. No one knows what it is or how it ended up out here, but it's friggin' ginormous. And it took a lot of effort and trouble to put it up. So let's hike up and investigate it closer. Okay, and the rough thing is you can't really just drive right up to it. I mean, you can drive up only so far, and then the road ends, and you have to hike the rest of the way. But it's an easy hike. It's not really a trail, just kind of scrambling over all these boulders. But they're kind of like, I don't know if it's sandstone or some kind of really grippy, rough granite. It's real easy to climb on. And there is kind of a little trail you can see here. I guess enough people have hiked up here over the years where they've sort of worn a path. Oh my God. I'm almost there. I'm so excited to see this thing up close. I've been curious about this thing for years. Man, way out here in the middle of nowhere. This is amazing. I gotta stop before I go to the actual megaphone and do a quick 360 so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, you guys know how I always say I'm in the middle of nowhere? Well, you be the judge. Looks like the middle of nowhere to me. What do you think, Larry?
I love it.
Larry's taking some still photos, which I love, because I can always use more still photos. What do you think about this megaphone, though?
Looks like a drum, but...
A drum?
I can't make heads or tails out. It looks like artwork.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go check it out. Oh, wow. Yeah, it does kind of look like a drum. Somebody stretched an animal skin over one side of it, creating a drum head like the Native Americans used to do. Yeah, it looks like it's either been cut or maybe it just split naturally. Boy, it really does almost look like it was meant to be a drum because of those hooks there. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so according to what I read online, there's a few different theories as to what this thing is. Nobody seems to know for sure. I don't know if you can see from me standing next to it scale-wise, but it's really big, and it's made out of some super heavy iron, or I don't know, cast iron. It's heavy. It's huge, and it's way on top of this jaggedy pile of rocks, way out in the middle of nowhere, so it took some real doing to get it up here, okay? They either had to bring it in on a crane or a helicopter because it's too heavy. It's too heavy to carry it up here. So the theories that I read online were that it was either some kind of amplification device for like an air raid siren, you know, like my friend Sammy has one of those hand cranked air raid sirens. He brings it to parties. It's a blast. Anyways, I read a theory where maybe it was used for that. Like they would put the siren in this end and then it would somehow amplify it. But it's pointing towards this other mountain, so I don't know how sound waves work, if it would just bank off of that and then shoot out into the desert. Because I think the Tonopah and Tidewater Railway used to go kind of near here. So one theory I read was it was some kind of warding system having to do with the railroad. But then another theory I read was, oh, no, it's clearly a gun site. It's used for some kind of military type thing. Well, again, that doesn't make sense because it's pointing right at a mountain, so what are you trying to shoot? Bighorn sheep? And then the other theory that I read was that it was some kind of drum, which apparently somebody agreed with that theory because they went to pretty good trouble to come all the way out here and bring these, oh, I can't remember what the name of these double-ended screw thingies are. Oh, I knew this too because I used, eyelets? No, this thing is, well, okay. Anyways, they brought them out here and made this drum, which that was quite a bit of effort. Because again, just to re-emphasize, this is really remote. We came from the I-15, basically, like the Basin Road exit, and we had to drive all the way down through Afton Canyon and cross under a railroad bridge, because you have to get across these railroad tracks to get to this site, and so it's really complicated. There's another route you can take from this side up from Ludlow, and that might be a little bit easier, but either way, dude, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. This is in the middle of nowhere, and it takes a lot of off-roading to get out here. Okay, Larry just pointed this out to me. I don't know if you're able to see, but there's kind of a diagonal line passing across the landscape. Well, that was the old Tonopah and Tidewater railroad bed, so it really did pass close to this site. Anyway, here's the drumhead. Unfortunately, it's split, but probably still produces a pretty good sound. And I suppose it could have been used as some kind of signaling device, but really? I mean, whatever the case, somebody did go through a lot of effort to come all the way out here and stretch this skin across it. You know, that's a real animal hide. So it probably wasn't cheap either. Okay, so now I climbed over to the opposite end of the megaphone. I'm just going to call it a megaphone because that's what it's commonly known as, the Mojave Megaphone. And this end here is open. So you can see how it's built inside. Really hardcore welding. I mean, look at this. Somebody went through a lot of trouble to make this thing and install it out here. It's just a huge friggin' mystery. I mean, look how it's connected to this rock. Look at that. That's even cool. So weird. What the hell is this? Ooh! Hello! Mojave Desert! What is this? It's not much echo because that skin on the other end is blocking it. What are you? Why are you here? Who put you here? I don't think I'm going to get any answers. Okay, so we have very little information here to go on to try to crack this mystery, but these bolts might offer some kind of information. Let's say 8-1-4 or 8/4. Let me see what this one says. Yeah, the light's better on this one. Victor 6/4. Is the 6-sided? Oh gosh, I don't know what that means. Okay, Larry just made an interesting point. Maybe I was looking at it backwards, and it's actually aiming this direction. And if that's the case, the side with the drum skin on it is pointing out into the desert towards where that railroad bed goes. I guess the railroad would have gone way up over that saddle into the distance. So maybe it was used as some kind of warning alarm system for the railroad, you know, like the... Somebody cranked one of those things in the opening, and then when there wasn't a drum skin blocking it, the other side amplified the sound and cast it way out there to warn the train. I don't know, man. What a mystery. I actually did research online for this one, and there's no answers, just speculation. I did find one guy who commented like 10 years ago that supposedly he grew up in this area and he knows what it was used for, but he's sworn to secrecy. Well, dude, if you're watching this video, please contact me and let me know what this thing is for. I am so curious. You can reach me at wonderhussy@gmail.com. Wow. Oh, and I just noticed something even cooler. There's wrenches hooked on here. A bunch of little wrenches. I guess they're here so you can tighten the drum head periodically. Oh, maybe someone tightened it too tight and that's how it split. Interesting. Okay, little known fact about me is that I love a good drum circle. So there's no way I'm going to pass up this beautiful drum in the middle of this beautiful desert at this beautiful time of day without giving it a good wailing. Now, keep in mind, I didn't say I was a good drummer. I just said I like drumming. So cut me some slack. Oh, it's hard to get a good place to stand where you can hit this thing because it's kind of precarious. Let me see. What a beautiful day. We had so much fun exploring the desert with Larry. not kidding. It really was a great day. Not only did we visit this awesome mystery megaphone, we also visited a real creepy, lonely little grave and explored an abandoned mine that we couldn't figure out what was going on there either. So, 3 mysteries in one day. Sounds like a good Wednesday to me. Okay, I guess out of all 3 of those theories, the amplification thing makes the most sense to me. I mean, considering that railroad does or did go right past here, and I don't know, it just makes more sense to me than, I mean, if it was an air raid warning system, this is a really sparsely populated part of the country, and it always has been, so that really doesn't make sense to me. And it being some kind of a scope for a sniper makes the least sense to me, because what are you trying to snipe? And to be honest, it being a drum really doesn't make any sense to me either, unless it was just some art piece or prank. But God, that's a lot of trouble to go to for an art piece or a prank. I don't know. You tell me in the comments what you think. Was it meant to be a drum? Was it meant to be some kind of alarm amplification system? Or was it a scope? Or was it something totally different? Ugh. I tell you, I will never, ever, ever get bored living out here, because I will never run out of stuff to explore. Okay, bonus PS, at the bottom of the trail, back towards the car, there's this creepy cross, which I don't know if that's like an actual grave marker or what the deal is, but the initials JFW are on it. And I'm not sure what it's marking, but if it's a grave, gotta show my respect.